remember correctly, the
We are
Raiders with a
entering the
tie
black
would have been
gates.
7th seed. And like them scoring in overtime, it was like, oh, they're not doing it.
The flame is still lit, and yes, that is rain. It's not getting a car wash. It is raining right now, and it's sunny out here. This is the Vegas weather. And we got my guy Willie coming up. See Willie?
2022 Raiders. Like, what are you doing there, Versace? You got to help the team out. Which Versace?
This is my guy right here. This is my guy right here.
Nation, it's Dub G in the house. Woo, woo.
Aloha, we're gonna do the Aloha Kickoff as I enter the media workroom. That was my man Willie G earlier. This is my guy. Catch him on ESPN 100.9, I think it is. I'm still new to the stations, but it's preset on my car. So anyways, let's get back to it. I've been fielding some questions as to what's going on with Ndamukong Suh. It's been reported that he's getting interest from the silver and black, but it's all coming down to the financials. And so whether or not that's true or not, I haven't heard anything about that. I'm not saying it's not true, because Tashan is the one that reported it, and I trust his analysis and his insight, and obviously he wouldn't be lying. So, and Ndamukong Suh is apparently making his way to the silver and black, potentially, if the price is right. So the question remains to be seen. Again, it's a 3-4 gap scheme. Talked about this when Coach Graham told me, he's like, oh man, when I had that Freudian slip, I was like, oh, you guys are transitioning to 2-gap scheme. He's like, who said that? And he says, I'm watching you. It's like, I'm on to you, Beast. In all honesty, Bilal Nichols coming from a 34 base. Neil Farrell is a 34 base guy. As you guys know, my good friend Andre Carter coached him at LSU. He's a 2-gap space eater. All right, so let's not get it twisted. And then you double down on that with Jayon Brown coming from the Tennessee Titans, 34 base guy. Divine Diablo, converted safety to an inside linebacker, outside linebacker, whatever the case may be, however you want to play your pre-snap splits. That is a 3-4 guy. And again, all in all, I see a 34 base defense. Now, the question remains to be seen. You can go down the list. Tyler Lancaster, 3-4 defensive end from the Green Bay Packers. Okay, holla at your boy. So the list goes on and on and on that this is a 34 base defense. Now you can start talking about 4-2-5 nickel alignment. You can start talking about a 3-3-5 alignment on the back end. So what? Cool story. You can talk about a bare friend if you wanted to. The 46 defense. But what I gotta tell you is Ndamukong Suh would be a good addition to this team. Now the price has to be right. I keep talking about the financials, the instant gains of having the instant gratification versus the long-term games. What's the long-term game here? What's the long-term game of getting Ndamukong Suh at his age? And exactly, financially, you're not getting a player in the prime of his career, but you are getting a very stout 2-gap space eater who can make others better. And I think when you're GM Dave Ziegler, you have to take that into account, because if you have an Ndamukong Suh who can not only play the 4 technique, but can also line up at the 0 or 1 technique, he's just that good. Because again, it's all about out leveraging your opponent at the point of attack. I think that's going to do wonders for the defense overall, because you have Bilal Nichols on the outside, you know he can space eat on the edge, and then you also have other players too, as well. Let's just go down the list. You have Bilal Nichols, you have Jonathan Hankins there. He won't be on the edge, he'd probably be a 0 or a 1-eye or something like that technique. And for those who don't know, people are like, what are you talking about on these techniques? Basically, it's where they line up in their pre-snap splits. All right. So again, on the offensive side of the football, you have A, B, C gaps, and the 0 lines up, heads up on the center, and that's called a 0 technique. All right. So you learn something new every day, right? If you guys didn't know, all the different techniques that are asked and are required from the defensive front 7 alignment, specifically the defensive line. I'm just going to go out and say, are the Raiders going to sign in Ndamukong Suh? That is a tough question to answer. I have to watch another preseason game to really formulate my analysis on that, because I really don't know exactly how much this coaching staff, I know they love the young players. I know they love Matthew Butler. I know they love Neil Farrell. I know they love the guys that they brought in, like I just mentioned, Tyler Lancaster, Bilal Nichols, Jonathan Hankins re-signed. So they have a good, strong nucleus overall, a good mix and match of young versus old. I shouldn't say old, but veterans. So you have a good mix and match there. And again, it just comes down to price. If Suh brings down that price, man, look out. The silver-black attack is going to be alive and well. I'm hoping that they sign Suh, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to see how that one plays out. Thank you so much for tuning in for your questions. That's the Aloha Kickoff video for today. I'll keep you posted on today's second joint practice between the Patriots and the Raiders. Stay tuned for now. Keep it hot. BEASTwriter.